To watch this and future videos, support us by subscribing, liking and commenting. Your encouragement helps us bring more mysteries of the ancient world to life. So, don't forget to join the Secrets of the Ancients community today. In Egyptian mythology, few figures are as mysterious and captivating as Anubis, the jackal-headed god and eternal guardian of the shadows. Born from the forbidden love between Osiris, god of resurrection, and Nephthys, goddess of darkness, his very existence defies the boundary between light and shadow, life and death. Anubis was destined to protect the delicate balance that holds the universe together, a balance constantly threatened by chaos and divine and human ambition alike. In myth, Anubis plays many roles. He's the divine embalmer who teaches people the sacred rites to preserve their bodies, the silent guide who leads souls through the dark passages of the underworld, and the fair judge who weighs their hearts against the feather of Ma'at, goddess of truth. Yet beyond his fearsome jackal form and imposing presence among tombs, Anubis is also a being of mercy and great wisdom. His actions are deeply rooted in justice and love for his divine family.
He's also known for his endless struggle against Set, the god of chaos, who constantly tries to overturn order and spread destruction among the dead.
Anubis's conflict with Set reveals him not just as a protector of balance, but as a tireless warrior who stands against shadows and dark forces, threatening to destroy everything. But this battle with Set is only one of many trials Anubis must face in his endless mission to keep harmony between the worlds of the living and the dead. In this story we also meet Khebeshe, his daughter, known as the daughter of the water birds. Through his relationship with her, we see a softer, fatherly side of Anubis, showing his capacity to love and protect beyond his stern role as judge of the dead.
I help my father purify souls on their journey through the underworld. My presence reminds everyone that the path to eternity isn't only about fear and darkness, but also about renewal and hope.
Together, Anubis and Khebeshe embody the duality of the underworld, a place of judgment but also of possible redemption. This delicate balance is tested by the betrayal of Anubis's high priest, a mortal blinded by ambition who tries to manipulate the power of the jackal god for his own gain. This human betrayal challenges Anubis's patience and threatens to shatter the fragile balance keeping both worlds united. Yet through this betrayal, Anubis shows his capacity for mercy and justice, reminding mortals that no earthly power can bend divine will. Anubis's greatest test comes when a dark force, born from the depths of chaos, threatens to tear apart the very fabric of the underworld. In an act of courage and sacrifice, Anubis decides to resurrect himself, fully entering the world of the living to confront this new threat. This resurrection doesn't just reveal his true strength, it redefines his role in the universe as more than just a guardian of the dead. He becomes a being of rebirth, embodying both light and shadow, defending the balance of the cosmos with all his might. Throughout the story, the eye of Anubis appears as a powerful symbol of his wisdom and ability to see beyond appearances. An eye that can uncover hidden truths and deep secrets. It's both a tool of justice and a source of forbidden knowledge, capable of revealing the hidden intentions of even the immortal gods. The mystery of the eye adds another layer to Anubis's already complex character, suggesting that his power runs deeper than the human world can truly understand. From the treacherous passages of Duat to Egypt's great temples, the story of Anubis invites us to reflect on the nature of justice, mercy, and cosmic balance. His existence is a constant dance between light and shadow, law and chaos, reflecting the eternal tensions at the heart of humanity. Though often linked to death, Anubis represents something much deeper, the endless search for truth and justice in a world where both can feel out of reach. Across centuries, the figure of Anubis has inspired respect and awe, not just for his role as god of the dead, but for his devotion to preserving the balance that holds the universe together. His story teaches us that even in the darkest moments, when chaos seems ready to win, there is always hope through vigilance and dedication to the truth. Through his actions and resurrection, Anubis reminds us that death isn't the end, but part of an eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. In the end, the story of Anubis is about a god walking the thin line between worlds, protecting balance with his life, death, and resurrection. Beyond tombs and burial rituals, his legacy teaches an eternal lesson that order and justice must be defended with courage and compassion no matter what shadows loom over us. In the vast mythology of ancient Egypt, Anubis' story begins with a hidden, forbidden love between Osiris, god of resurrection and fertility, and Nephthys, goddess of darkness and mystery.
I was the wife of Set, the god of darkness and destruction, but I was drawn to the goodness and light of Osiris, the fair ruler of the living.
This secret desire, born from the contrast between light and shadow, led to a hidden meeting between the gods, an encounter that would change the fate of the gods and the underworld forever. From this secret union Anubis was born, a god marked by mystery and duality from the moment of conception.
When I discovered Nephthys' betrayal, I swore revenge on Osiris.
To protect my child from Set's rage, I hid in the shadows of the desert, barely touched by the light.
Anubis grew up unaware of his true origin, accompanied only by the dry desert winds and restless wandering spirits.
Eventually, I found the lost child and took him in as my own. Under my care, Anubis learned the secrets of magic and the mysteries of the afterlife.
As he grew, he realized his deep connection to the realm of the dead, a bond seemingly written in the stars since birth. His eyes, sharp and bright like a jackal's, could see through the shadows of the underworld, and his ears could hear the whispers of souls still searching for rest. In his youth, Anubis began to play a central role in Egyptian funerary rites. His natural ability to walk between the worlds of the living and the dead made him perfect for the sacred task of embalming and preparing bodies for their journey beyond. With skilled hands and a compassionate heart, Anubis became the first embalmer and protector of the dead, ensuring that each deceased could reunite with their soul in Duat, the underworld. Despite his gifts, Anubis' very birth remained controversial. Many gods viewed his origin with suspicion, seeing it as a threat to divine balance. Yet his father Osiris welcomed him with kindness, understanding that Anubis' destiny was tied to his own. Recognizing his son's importance as a guardian and guide in the underworld, Osiris gave Anubis a purpose, binding him forever to death and resurrection. When Set finally killed Osiris, tearing his body apart and scattering the pieces,
Anubis was the one who helped me gather the scattered pieces of Osiris's body from the Nile, using his knowledge of embalming.
Anubis prepared Osiris's body for resurrection, wrapping it in sacred bandages and reciting the necessary spells to bring him back to life. Grateful, Osiris gave Anubis the title Guardian of the Shadows, making him responsible for guarding the entrance to the underworld and protecting souls as they began their journey toward Judgment Day. With his new title, Anubis took on his role as god of the dead and guide for souls. He led the deceased through Duat, the Egyptian underworld, helping them cross its dangerous paths and ensuring they reached the Hall of Two Truths, where Osiris would judge them. As protector of tombs and the dead, Anubis kept a delicate balance between life and death, preventing the forces of chaos from disturbing the eternal rest of the departed. Despite being born from forbidden love, Anubis dedicated his life and destiny to upholding order and harmony in the afterlife. His existence served as a reminder that in death, everyone must face the truth of their actions. Ancient Egyptians worshipped Anubis with devotion, offering him gifts in his temples and asking for his favor to protect their loved ones on their final journey. Anubis emerged as a mediator between light and darkness, life and death. His secret birth and life among both gods and the dead gave him a unique place in Egyptian mythology, a god born of forbidden love, destined to walk among shadows. Yet through his constant search for truth and justice, he became a symbol of the eternal struggle for balance in this world and the next. At the heart of the Egyptian underworld known as Duat stood the Hall of Two Truths, the place where every soul must face the defining moment of its existence, judgment. Anubis, the jackal-headed god, guided souls to this sacred hall where they would be judged for their deeds in life. This trial was one of the most sacred rituals in Egyptian mythology, deciding whether the dead could enjoy eternal life or be condemned to oblivion. The judgment began when Anubis brought the soul before Osiris, who presided over the court, surrounded by 42 judges, each representing a principle of Ma'at, the goddess of truth, order, and justice. The heart of the deceased, symbolizing the sum of their actions and intentions, was placed on one side of the scale, and the feather of Ma'at, representing truth, on the other. If the heart was lighter than the feather, the soul was deemed pure and allowed to enter the paradise of the field of reeds, where the good could live forever in peace and plenty. But if the heart was heavier, showing a life out of balance with divine order, it would be devoured by Amit, the terrifying soul-eater with the head of a crocodile, the body of a lion and the legs of a hippopotamus, waiting beside the scales. During the trial, Thoth, god of writing and knowledge, recorded every word and every movement in the Book of the Dead, ensuring that the judgment was fair and aligned with universal laws. Thoth acted as the divine scribe, but also as the protector of fairness and justice. Throughout it all, Anubis stayed watchful, ensuring the rituals were followed correctly and protecting the soul from any evil spirits that might interfere. Anubis knew that this moment of reckoning was crucial not just for each soul, but for the balance of the entire cosmos. Before the weighing, the deceased had to recite the negative confession, declaring they had not committed certain sins, like I have not stolen, I have not lied, or I have not caused suffering. Each statement was a claim of moral purity. If the judges thought the soul was lying, they could interrupt and deliver an unfavorable verdict. Anubis's role was essential, not only to guide the soul to court, but to protect its dignity and ensure a fair trial. Egyptians believed Anubis could even intercede for the deceased, especially if they had lived by the principles of Ma'at. That's why pharaohs and nobles often left offerings in his temples, hoping for his favor in the final judgment. For the Egyptians, the judgment of souls wasn't only about justice, it was about maintaining cosmic balance. Every pure soul that passed into eternity strengthened order. Every condemned soul gave a small victory to chaos. This is why the trial was sacred, reflecting the order of the universe. If the soul was found worthy, Anubis would lead it to the field of reeds to join its ancestors and enjoy eternal happiness under the sun of Ra. But if the scales tipped against the deceased, Amit would step forward and, with a single bite, devour the heart. Anubis, watching silently, accepted this as the necessary act of divine justice. Understanding his role was vital to keeping balance between the living and the dead. Through Anubis's guidance and protection, the trial of the soul became an act of universal balance, a ritual deciding each person's eternal fate. Every time a heart was weighed, the covenant between gods and humans was renewed, affirming truth and justice over the darkness of oblivion. Anubis, born of forbidden love between Osiris and Nephthys, found his true purpose in the realm of the dead, raised and taught by Isis in the secrets of the afterlife. The death of Osiris at the hands of Set, well, it really shaped Anubis's destiny as the guardian of tombs. When Osiris's body was torn apart and thrown into the Nile, Anubis was tasked with gathering the scattered pieces. Using his deep knowledge of funerary rites, Anubis embalmed Osiris with great care, purifying each part, anointing it with sacred oils, reciting the necessary spells, and wrapping the body in fine linen. This act of love and loyalty established Anubis as the god of embalming, teaching Egyptians how to preserve their dead for eternal life.
Over time, funerary priests followed Anubis's example in mummification, believing that by performing these rites under his spiritual guidance, the dead would be protected and ready to reunite with their souls in the afterlife. Anubis became the silent teacher whose knowledge was passed from priest to priest, keeping the sacred craft alive.
But Anubis wasn't only the master of embalming, he was also the protector of tombs. He guarded vast necropolises filled with tombs of pharaohs, nobles and commoners. His presence was felt in the desert air around pyramids and mastabas, an unseen force watching over the dead. It was said that those who dared desecrate tombs would feel Anubis's breath on their necks and hear his whispers in the night wind. Egyptians believed he protected the dead from thieves and anyone who disturbed sacred places. Many tales spoke of robbers who faced his wrath, dying mysteriously or vanishing without a trace.
Anubis also guided souls from the grave to the Hall of Two Truths for judgment. The journey through Duat was full of dangers, but with Anubis leading them, souls could safely pass through the shadows carrying a torch and keeping the gaze steady. Anubis ensured no soul was lost in the depths of Duat.
To Egyptians, Anubis was more than a simple guardian. He was the link between the worlds of the living and the dead. His presence assured them that, despite the perils of the afterlife, every soul would get a fair judgment and its rightful fate. His image, the jackal-headed god, decorated tombs and coffins as a reminder of his eternal vigilance. Through his devotion, Anubis taught that death isn't the end, but the foundation of a new existence. His legacy lasted thousands of years, and his figure remains a powerful symbol of the respect Egyptians held for the mysteries of death. The betrayal by Set and the murder of Osiris became turning points in Anubis's life. When Osiris was torn apart and thrown into the Nile, Anubis joined Isis and Nephthys to search across Egypt for the pieces. When they finally reassembled Osiris's body, Anubis used his embalming skills to bring the god of resurrection back to life. This act bound Anubis to Osiris forever, forming an alliance that changed the fate of the underworld.
After Osiris was revived, Anubis pledged loyalty to him, promising to avenge him and restore order in the realm of the dead. Together, Anubis and Osiris worked to stabilize the afterlife. Osiris, as the ultimate judge of souls, trusted Anubis to guide the dead to their final judgment, ensuring each soul received justice. Anubis became Osiris's loyal ally, his shadow in the underworld, helping defend it against chaos.
Set, who had stolen Osiris's throne in the world of the living, kept sending demons and dark spirits to spread disorder in the realm of the dead. But Anubis, with his deep knowledge of Duat, always discovered these threats first. Over time, he developed a profound understanding of the laws of the afterlife, becoming the chief guardian of embalming and judgment rituals.
Osiris recognized Anubis's value and appointed him as his deputy in the underworld. Together, they reorganized its hierarchy, giving each god and spirit a role in judgment and resurrection. This alliance became the cornerstone of cosmic balance, rewarding good souls and punishing evil ones, keeping harmony in the universe. Anubis also designed new safe paths for souls in the underworld, protecting them from lurking dangers. Under his guidance, souls could move forward without fear, knowing a just God was watching over them. This strengthened Anubis's reputation as protector and guide of the dead. No longer just the god of mummification or tombs, he became a symbol of hope, the one who ensured every human had a chance at redemption.
Temples dedicated to him thrived, and believers offered gifts to gain his favor. The alliance between Anubis and Osiris was seen as one of the most important bonds in Egyptian myth. Osiris as the final judge, and Anubis as protector and enforcer of justice. Together, they kept the promise of fairness alive. Anubis remained loyal to Osiris, defending his realm and ensuring that no soul escaped judgment. This covenant renewed each day as new souls entered the Hall of Two Truths to face eternal judgment. Though born of betrayal, Anubis's story became a symbol of order, triumphing over chaos, and a reminder that even in the underworld, justice and balance must prevail. His ongoing struggle with Set, god of desert and discord, reflects the eternal conflict between order and chaos. After killing Osiris, Set didn't stop at ruling the living, he wanted to conquer the underworld too. This led to repeated clashes with Anubis, sworn protector of the dead, and the balance between both worlds.
Set, cunning and ruthless, used desert storms and shadows to slip into Duat, knowing that defeating Anubis would mean total victory for chaos.
But Anubis's devotion, wisdom and strength stood as the last line of defense, keeping the underworld safe and ensuring the cycle of life, death and rebirth continued unbroken. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the mysteries of Anubis, the ancient guardian of the underworld. Until next time, may your path be guided